Hello and welcome to the team. This is a short orientation video over the expectations. I am Destiny. I am the owner of Hoosier Staffers. I am an LPN. I started out working in a factory right after high school. After that, I was a cashier going to CNA school at the same time. I became a CNA and was a CNA for 5 years. It's a lot of hard work, so thank you to all you CNAs. Then I became a nurse. I have been a nurse for 10 years now. And this is Autumn.
Hello, I'm Autumn, and I'm the Vice President of Hoosier Staffers. And a little bit about me, I have been in healthcare since I was 16, worked in the pharmacy at CVS when it was Revco, then went to nursing school, became an LPN. I was an LPN for 14 years, and then I got my RN almost 2 years ago. So we understand the hard work that you guys put in every single day, and we will not ask anything of you that we will not do ourselves. So that's a little bit about us.
How I started Hoosier Staffers is I was working in a facility and we were short staffed, obviously. And when agency was coming in, they were not doing their job. I had to do their charting, their treatments. They came in with attitude, and I thought to myself, well, if they can do it, so can I, but I can do it better.
All right, so we're going to start off with the handbook. So we have created this nice little handbook, but you'll also receive it via email with your application. You should have already received it. It needs to be read and gone through, reviewed, and signed at the very back. I'm going to go over a few little things in the handbook. Our mission statement is to provide excellent staffing that is respectful, caring, compassionate, dependable, professional care for those we serve. Remember, most of our facilities have the elderly in it, and if it was your grandma, grandpa, mother, dad, how would you want them to be treated? Another thing I want to go over is falsifying timesheets. That is a no. You will immediately be terminated. Another thing I want to point out, no negative posting on social media. We appreciate the shares, the likes. If you want to shout out to Hoosier Staffers because we're amazing, go ahead, but no negative posting on social media. Another little thing I want to post or point out is customer service. So positive customer, client, and visitor relations will go a long way to establishing our company as a leader in its field. So before I go on with that, I want to also point out the signature page at the very back. It is the last page. We need that signed. I'll show it to you. Signed and sent back to us. So it is the very last page. Need it signed, dated, and turned back in. Okay, so with customer service, the reputation in this community, in all of our communities throughout the state and even into Kentucky, is huge. Destiny has worked very hard to make this company the best company that she can. And to go in and show them what Destiny is about, because it goes from the top down, right? So is huge. It's extremely important. We go in with professional attitudes. We're on time. Represent Hoosier Staffers with professionalism and respect at all times. That is the expectation. You will be talked to if we hear otherwise, because this is extremely important. Word of mouth goes a long way.
I am a nurse, like I said before. I go into the facilities and I work with these people. They call me all the time. Really good friends with administrators and DONs. They can count on me to go in if need be. Autumn as well. We are not too proud not to go in and work, and that's what makes our reputation very strong in the community.
And we have a lot of ties in the entire state of Indiana, from Michigan to Kentucky to Illinois to Ohio. We both have been several different places. Our names are out there in a positive way. And so that's our reputation as well.
We are expected to go where the facility needs us. It might not always be the easiest assignment, but being agency, the pay is a little bit more than what it would be at a normal facility. So please go in with a good attitude. If it's too much, if it is a hard assignment and you don't think you can do it, please call us. We'll try to get someone else in there. We can talk to the schedulers, the people at the facility, to see if we can separate the assignment where it's a little bit more easier, where you don't have so many showers or a big med pass. Please don't go in and just refuse an assignment. Give us a call. Please don't walk off the job. And if you do walk off the job, it's in our policy, in our handbook. If you work that whole week, the whole week will be paid at minimum wage. So let's say you're a CNA and you're making $20 an hour, and you walk out on Saturday, the whole week you worked will be paid at minimum wage. When you go into the facilities, please wear clean scrubs. You can wear any scrubs. Just be presentable. Make sure you have a name tag. If you need a name tag, please reach out. We make them at the office. We can send them over email. If you can't come into the office, we'll get you one way or another.
Okay, so the next thing we want to go over are timesheets. So Destiny has created Hoosier Staffer specific timesheets. So please don't turn in just a blank piece of paper with your name on it and such. So this is what a timesheet looks like. This is what a correct, completed timesheet looks like. So we have your name at the top. We have the week that you're on. And down here, you have your date that you work, the time that you clock in, your break times, start and finish, your out time, and then the total hours worked for that day. So we pay at quarters. So if this were to be 7.25 hours, 7.5 hours, 7.75 hours, and then you are to put the location, not the location of the hall that you're on. We have so many facilities that we need the actual facility name. And then at the end of your shift, have someone sign off from the facility. Now we do prefer if you only have agency in the building, another agency person obviously has to sign it. But if there's a facility staff member, then the facility staff member needs to sign it. So again, date, time in, break times, in and out, time out, total hours, location of the facility or facility name, and the time or the signature. Down here is the total hours worked for the week. You need to sign it, date it at the end of the week, and turn this in by Monday at 10 a.m. That is imperative to be paid on Friday or on that Friday.
So our pay periods run Monday day shift to Sunday night shift. That whole week you'll be paid for the following week. We do not hold back a week.
So you need to turn in the timesheets to timesheets@HoosierStaffers.com. Or if you don't know how to do that, if you can't do that, take a picture of it and text it to one of us. We have Courtney, we have Lori, we have Bobby and Dawn, and even Destiny, but we try and keep Destiny out of the scheduling for the most part. That's why she has us. So the next thing we want to talk about is Homebase. We use Homebase as the scheduling app. It does work best on a tablet, an iPad, or a laptop computer because there are so many open shifts. It tends to lag on a phone. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just tends to lag. So when you want to claim a shift, so when you open it up, it'll come up with your weekly schedule. You go to open shifts. You click on the shift that you want to look at. it will come up, and in the shift notes, it'll state the facility and location, if it's COVID or non-COVID. And right now we have only one down south that has COVID, and that is COVID rate. And then a lot of times it will have pay. If it doesn't have the pay, please reach out, text one of us. Don't text Destiny, text one of us, and we'll let you know what the pay is. So the reason being is because every facility that we have has a different contract. So not all facilities pay the same. So please make that a note in your head somewhere. So do you want to say anything else about that?
So around my home health aides and CNAs, they make the same. We start them out between 17 to 25 an hour, all depending on what facility you work at. We have long-term care facilities, which is a little bit harder than your assisted living facilities. So depending on what facility you pick, let's say I worked in Indianapolis and that job was paid at 17 an hour. It would be 17 an hour for the 8 hours that I worked. And then let's say on Wednesday I went in Lafayette and I worked for $25 an hour for the CNA that was needed. Then I would make $25 at that, however many hours is worked. That will reflect on your paycheck. So when you sign into Paycor, which is our provider, you will see that it'll say 17 at this and 25 at this. That being said, when we set you up in Homebase, the app that we're talking about, we have to set in one pay rate. We put in 20. It's an average between all the facilities. So just because you pick one facility and it says you're going to make this amount, because that's what the app says, because it's set at 20, that facility actually pays 25. So the amount that you're seeing that you would be making for that day may not be right. It should be around the ballpark. But we on this end fix that on your paycheck. It'll reflect.
And when we say we do payroll on Mondays and Tuesdays, that's what we're doing, is making sure that every single person gets the correct pay for each facility. So when we say, I'll text you back in just a little bit doing payroll, that's what we're doing. We're making sure that everyone gets paid the correct rate for that week.
Any late timesheets that we get, we try to reach out to everyone. It's not really our job to reach out to make sure we have your timesheet. You would think you would turn it in to get paid for the week, but we reach out on a weekly basis to about 25 people because they forget or just don't do it. If you do not turn it in by the deadline, we have to start paying that pay period for the next week. Just because we are so busy, it makes everyone else fall behind to try to get everyone caught up.
And we have over 500 employees right now, so it's extremely busy. We try very hard to get everyone's timesheet in, but it should be up to you.
Yeah. Yes. When you do go into the app and you pick and choose when and where you want to work, because this is what we are. We're agency and you choose your schedule. We do not mandate every other weekend. We do not mandate holidays. Holidays are paid at 1.5 times for the hours that you worked. So when you go in to claim a shift, at the bottom, it's either decline or claim. You hit claim the shift, it will go to Autumn, Lori, Dawn, Courtney, all the girls that we had mentioned before, and it's on their end to approve it. They will approve it in a timely manner. If you don't get a response within a day, call them and text them. They're busy girls. They may not have seen it. Then they have to call the facility to make sure that shift is still needed. Sometimes the facility staff picks up, sometimes other people pick it up. But once it is approved, it'll ding your phone. It'll give you a message to say, hey, Joe Blow, you're scheduled tomorrow at Anderson as a CNA for day shift. If you have any questions, their numbers are posted everywhere in that app. And everyone has my number, but everyone has my number. But if you do text me, I will give it to the girls who need to know and figure it out for you.
And with that being said, there are announcements that are posted on Homebase. Those are extremely important to be acknowledged, read. whether it be new policy updates, announcements as far as infection control, COVID testing updates. There's a lot of announcements, not too many, but there's a lot of announcements on there that every single one of them, if we make an announcement, it's important. So please, 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 I know there are several of you that do not get on Homebase. We really want you and expect you to at least check Homebase once a day. We may reach out to you through Homebase. There's a message thing that we can actually just talk to you, not the whole group. And with the messages, I want to point out that we can even do shout outs, give positive feedback to other staff members, which is wonderful. I love seeing those. Those are awesome. Because it just shows that we're doing an awesome job in the facilities. They like us. That's how we have jobs. So please make sure that you check it at least once a day. And no negativity on the message board. I will delete the messages for one, and I will reach out to you. And the other ladies will also, if I don't get to it first. But please don't. No negativity on the announcement board. It just brings down everyone else, and that's not what we're about. That's totally not what we're about. If you know me, if you know Destiny, we're positive, bubbly people. So I'll end it at that.
Play nice.
Yes, play nice. Support one another. Nursing is usually an each other world. That's not who we are. So that's what makes us stand out from the other agencies. We're professional. We're there. We're respectful, and we do our job the correct way. So if you have to call in or be late, please message us, whether it be me, Courtney, Bobby, Lori, one of us, whoever's over that building, to make sure that we know at least 2 hours in advance, if you have that dire emergency that you cannot get there, or if you have to be late. We really, really, really need you to work your shift. It is the elderly, mostly population. Would you want your grandma and grandpa to be short-staffed and not be able to deliver food to them? Think about it. You need to be on time at the start of your shift, not pulling in the parking lot, not 10 minutes away. Just be ready to work at the start of your shift, please. That it speaks volumes both ways to the facilities, and that is how we get you jobs. We have lost a couple buildings because of this. We really need you to show up, and show up proud. Call-ins and tardiness, they are tracked. Excessive of either will not be tolerated. Like I said, it impacts us to continue to staff facilities, which is ultimately impacting available shifts for everyone else. Go ahead.
If you walk off your job, like we said before, the whole week will be paid at minimum wage. Sorry. It's so very unprofessional. I know we go into some tough buildings, and there's a reason. They need our help. Like if it is too tough, if there is, you're so mad, please just go to the bathroom and call one of us. Say, hey, I can't do this. We will try to find your replacement, just so it doesn't look so bad. And, if you walk out, we can terminate you. We don't want to, but why would I send you into another building for you to do the same? That's a big no-no. I've had, in the very beginning, I did my company with my husband. It was just me and him. My mother is a CNA, most of my families are CNAs, so we kind of worked together. And I had one who just didn't like the attitude from the facility CNA on day shift when they got report, and she said, I'm walking out. And I was like, let me deal with this, because friends with the DON, and I called her and I got it settled and everything was fine. And I told her, I was like, hey, thanks for staying. Can you they're waiting for you to go back in because she had went outside to take a breather and she had already left. And I told her that was unacceptable and I had to let her go, and she was no longer able to pick up. Now, mind you, she was working 80 hours a week and making really good money, and just because she wanted to walk out for really no reason, I mean, it's drama, but it was settled and everything was okay. And now she's no longer making $20 an hour as a CNA.
And that is considered voluntary resignation. So that is you quitting yourself, the position. Go ahead.
If you are late to a shift and they end up sending you home, you do not get show up. So our girls make sure at the best of their ability that you are needed. Sometimes things get miscommunicated. Sometimes their staff stays over, so our staff's not needed. If you are not canceled by one of the regionals or the schedulers, and you walk in and you're not on the schedule because they no longer need you, you get 2 hours show up time for you going in. If you show up late, 30 minutes late, and you're not on the schedule, then we do not pay show up time for that.
If you pick up through the facility, we truly appreciate it. But please make sure that one of us knows, whether it be me, Courtney, whoever's over that building, or one of the schedulers, Bobby down south. We have to know what your schedule is so that it reflects on home base. Several weeks, every week actually, we have a couple that haven't let us know, and so we had no idea they were working in that facility. So we need to know where all of our employees are at all times as far as what shifts they're working. So we appreciate you picking up, hours, but we need to know so that it reflects. And I'm going to say one more thing about scheduling. Destiny does not schedule. Destiny doesn't even get on home base. She sees it.
I see it.
But she does not get on home base. So if you're talking to someone, it's one of us. Unless she says Destiny. So
I will go in the message board
yes.
and say, this is Destiny.
Yes.
And either I need you guys to do this for me, please, or stop this, or just, hey, absolutely, I help the girls as well. We need this. So
right.
In home base, it shows up Destiny because I'm the owner. It's 99.9% never me.
So, yeah. A couple other little things. Weekly COVID tests. They are still required weekly. You can get them free at your local health department. I would just set up a standing appointment with your health department. They're free. You do not need a doctor's order. And then send them to our hiring@HoosierStaffers.com email.
Sometimes when we schedule you at the facilities, if the facilities are doing their weekly testing, let's say they do it on Mondays and you're scheduled to work Monday, they will test you and give us your results.
You just have to get a picture of the result and send it to us. They don't automatically send it to us. So we need you to take a picture of it and send it to us.
Hopefully COVID will be going away
right.
soon.
If you're vaccinated, please send the proof of both vaccinations to also the hiring@HoosierStaffers.com. Continue with the weekly COVID test until the CDC states otherwise. We just looked it up. Please continue with the weekly COVID test. I know that it can be controversial, but right now this company requires weekly COVID tests even if you're vaccinated. Again, welcome to our team. We're excited to have you. And if you have any questions or concerns, we're always available. Please respect our time as we respect yours as well. You can text us, call us, or email us. Again, my name is Autumn. I'm the Vice President.
And I'm Destiny. I'm the owner.
And welcome to our team.